What is going on, guys? Sid's World back with another video, and in today's video we're using a little bit of the cordite, uh, and this is probably my best gameplay of ever since this game has came out. And now it starts off pretty bad, honestly. So I was getting very angry and very upset because up until this point we were getting probably the worst lobbies in the world. First two lobbies of the day were two six-man squads running vapors and fucking Firebreak. And that's one thing I need to talk about in this video. Firebreak is fucking broken. Purifier, I think it's okay. You know, the specialist weapon, that's fine. That's kind of balanced. I feel like it just seems a little bit more broken on this map just because it's so close range. And I guess we're not too used to that. But the radiation is broken. And again, it may seem a little bit even more broken because this map is so close range and we're not really used to this. Most of the maps that we have in this game are fairly long range maps, and the places where they are close range are very close range, if that makes any sense to you. But the radiation isn't going to be reaching you because of, you know, there's so much. See, like that right there, I was a decent distance. That's fine. But since this map is so small, if you're using that radiation, you could just go into the hard point and radiate everybody around that house. It has too much range. It has too much range. In the beta, it had no range. See, this guy right there, he's at the middle of the hard point, and that's hitting me. Like, that's ridiculous. That's not how it should work at all. But we're gonna go ahead and just, all they have to do is just nerf the range. There was no range in in the beta. There was like it had no range, and then now it has too much range. So we need to find a good, middle ground. If they just reduce the range by, like, I think about 20%, it'd be okay. And then it'd be pretty good. And also they need to, or even just keep the range the same and completely take off that stupid radiated, I don't know what you would call it. Basically what it is when you get tagged by it, you can't heal up for some amount of seconds. I think it's like 15 to 20 seconds, which is ridiculous. That's too much time. Especially for something that's going to hit you from so far away for so long and do, some amount of damage. When you can't heal in this game, it's fucking trash. If you can't heal in this game, you're pretty much going to lose the battle. Because healing is such a big factor in this game. Which I think it was just a big miss with this game. But honestly, there's no way to fix that. There's no way to fix this new healing system. Like, my friend is one of the people who was like, they just need to, switch it back. It's not that easy. They built this entire game around healing. They built the entire map around the healing. They built every game mechanic, every gun, every specialist behind this mechanic of healing. And to say just fix it is, easier than said than done. They would have to completely revamp the entire game, revamp maps, revamp everything, just to cater to the people who don't like it. And now I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't like it. I do like it. I don't really mind it either way. It just shows how good of a skilled player you are if you can adapt to certain situations and certain things that happen to the game. But I will agree that it's kind of an annoying thing because, you can completely reset fights. As soon as you see that guy right there with one shot, as soon as I see him again, he's back up at health. And now in an old Call of Duty, he'd probably be half health right now, but he wouldn't be full health. But you know what? It's whatever. It just kind of limits your, I guess, how much you can be aggressive, and that's okay. I guess they're trying to make it so you can kind of sit back. But yeah, this is some pretty good gameplay in my opinion. If you guys want to know my class setup, this is the cordite. This thing has long barrel grip on it with the belt feed mod, which is the operator mod, which in my opinion is pretty balanced. A lot of people might say it's not balanced because you have a 600 clip, but the cordite is like an 8 shot gun at close range, and I'm exaggerating a little bit, but at the same time I'm not. It gets a lot of hit markers, so you have to be very consistent with your shots. And I think it's balanced, and it's only overheated once on me, and once it overheats, you can't shoot it for like I think around 10 seconds, which I think is a good plan. I think it's balanced. I think a lot of the operator mods are either really trash or really good. And now they just trashed the AA12 mod, which I have a video coming out today or 2 days ago, if when you're watching this video, and it's about well, actually I already uploaded a video on the AA12 and asking them what the fuck they were thinking, and apparently they did see it and they fixed it. They did pretty much everything that I told them to do. And I mean, they're not. I'm not like telling them what to do, but I'm saying like they basically, everything that I wanted them to do is what they did. I don't know if they saw the video. Probably didn't. I probably didn't influence anything about that, but still, yeah, they made it so aim assist is 50% less. So like right from like I don't know how to explain it, man. You have more range to have your aim assist when they have that flashlight on you, and the flashlight is also less blinding now, which honestly it was worse than a 9 bang, and that's another good thing that happened with this update. Now this update was pretty good, but I still hate this game sometimes, man. There's still so much that needs to be done, and I need to keep remember that the game's only been out for a month, and if it was a regular Call of Duty, it wouldn't even have been out for a month. It would have just came out like a couple days ago, 6-7 days ago. So we just need to remember that this game is going to get better over time. Because usually this is the way Treyarch games are. Because Black Ops 3 when it first came out was doo-doo. I pre-ordered it. I fucking hated it. Then boom, it became probably the most popular Call of Duty since Black Ops 2. When Black Ops 2 came out, nobody liked it, or well, at least in my friends group, nobody liked it. I fucking hated it. But then I played the campaign. They fixed some stuff, and it was fucking perfect. Probably the best Call of Duty that's ever came out, in some people's opinion. In my opinion, it was a really fucking solid game. Not my favorite, but I fucking loved it. Loved every second of it. It brought me, still to. It was pretty much where I defined myself, with gaming, where I finally was like, this is my thing. This is my thing. This is what I like to do, is game. I'd been gaming up from 6 years plus, like so long, and not really ever being, as being identified as a gamer. I really just identified as somebody who liked to play video games in their free time. But then when Black Ops 2 came out, it took over my life. Pretty much every second that I had a free time was going straight into that game, and maybe one day of a week I'd go outside and play with my friends, and we play, just mess around and shit. And then Black Ops 1, man. Black Ops 1 was, I think when I first came out, the entire year when it was out, I fucking hated that game. I hated it so much that you couldn't snipe, you couldn't quickscope, man. Coming from Modern Warfare 2 to that, you could not quickscope at all. You couldn't. It was so hard. I mean, it's not impossible. There are people who sit there that will say that it was easier, but honestly, it was, in my opinion, it was very hard to quickscope. And that was when I was a little kid. I was like 10 years old when that game came out. That's all that I knew was quickscoping. So I wasn't a tryhard back then. Same thing with like Treyarch games. It's kind of like a wine. It takes time to get good. It takes time to appreciate. It's kind of like a house. It takes time to get that value up. So that $60 becomes more worth it later on. When the DLC comes out, if you guys haven't played multiplayer at all, and you just play zombies, your gaming experience is fucking amazing. Because I'll sit here and say it, zombies is fucking perfect. I think it's in a perfect state right now. The difficulty, the leveling progressions, everything is perfect. And they're fixing bugs just for high round players. Like, that just makes my eyes tear up, man. Not literally. I'm just messing around. But like back when Black Ops 2, the high round community got no love in Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1. You know how many bugs are still floating around back in Black Ops 3 too? There's so many bugs that are still floating around. There's still, I don't know if the 255 was a bug or if that was a intended, factor. But if it is a bug, it's still floating around. I don't know if it was. But yeah, if you're playing zombies, you have, the best time. Except for if you're Noah J456 and you're doing Easter eggs day one. That was a kind of not perfect. Kind of a lot of bad things. But they fixed a shit ton. Like yesterday's patch, they fixed a shit ton of zombie, crashes and zombie glitches. I didn't take a look at every one of them because I don't know all of them. I haven't had any problems with zombies just because I don't play it that often. I've prestiged one time. I plan on hitting Master Prestige level 1000 once, more maps come out. And once they do double XP weekends, here's praying that this weekend they do double XP for both. and not just double nebula plasm or whatever the fuck that shit's called. I hope that they can do a double XP weekend because they haven't done one for zombies yet, and I don't know if they might not. They might just be doing double nebula plasm. I can't say that. It's very hard. Say that 4 times fast, man. I can't even say it 1 time. But yeah, I fucking love this game. In zombies, in multiplayer, there's a lot of work to do. There's a lot. There's a lot to improve on, and I can make an hour-long video about what I think they should fix. But honestly, I'm not a developer. I don't know what they should fix. Well, I do know some stuff that they should fix, but I can't sit here and say that I know exactly what they should do to this gun or that gun, or to this specialist or that specialist. But I know I can identify the problems. Basically, I can't give you solutions because I'm on a game developer. The AA-12, that was just a fucking like an obvious standpoint. Like, come on, man. That's stupid. It's obvious. Take away the aim assist, and that's fine. And make it less blinding, dude. You're gonna get people with epilepsy already shouldn't be playing this game. But if you're, I don't know how epilepsy works, so I don't know if it sometimes it's not that bad, or I don't fucking know. I don't know if some Call of Duty games are easier to play because there's honestly not a lot of flashing in this game. But if you have epilepsy with oh my god, good fucking luck with that mod. You're gonna die. You're gonna have like 8 seizures before the day ends. That thing is just ridiculous. I hope that anybody with epilepsy is not watching any video on the AA-12 or watches any video where, I think as YouTubers we need to never upload anything with the AA-12 in it ever again because we're gonna blind some people. That thing, it physically, I'm not exaggerating when I say this. It gave me a headache because of how bad it was. But they fixed it, which is good. And that's the end of the gameplay, guys. Well, it's about to be. I know the game's about to end because, oh wow, there's a couple more seconds. But we dropped 107 kills with 18 deaths. That's pretty fucking good in my opinion, especially for me. I'm not the best player, but I think I'm a pretty good player. That's the end of the gameplay, guys. Have a nice day. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification every time you're notified every time I have a video live. Follow me on Twitter, description below. Follow my Twitch in the description below. On my Twitter, I post every time a video is live, and every time my Twitch is live, so you guys can get notifications from that. Have a nice day. Is it really gonna do this, dude? It still hasn't stopped recording.